Hey, what's going on guys? Ryan here with FX Projections, and in this video I'm going to go over the trim kits and the background kits and show you really what's possible around your own house. Now I personally use Adobe After Effects, and that's what you'll be seeing throughout this video. And if that's something that you guys already either use or might be interested in learning, this will be perfect to go through with. Now at the end of this video I'm going to show it actually being projected on the house, so please stay tuned, watch till the end, and follow, like, share, and subscribe. So once when you guys purchase whichever kits you guys bought from the website, they will be instantly downloaded to your download folder. So in this example I'll be doing the background one, which comes with these 5 different videos, and then the trim kits, which I think it's 12 or is it 13 different ones here. But I'd recommend saving these to a folder on your desktop, or really whichever folder you guys want to. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So I already uploaded everything here. I got the trim kits organized in this folder, the backgrounds here, and I'll be importing these Atmos characters in at the end. But here is my outline. So to get started, you'll use this pretty much as a template. Obviously at the end you won't render that, so go ahead and right click, do new, solid, and the way I usually do this is I'll drag this below my outline with it still selected. This is when I would start tracing the borders of the house. Pretty much just drag and drop lines. You can always use your arrow keys if you want to make some fine adjustments. And then bam. So nothing happened because you still got this in front of it. If you put this now below it, you're going to see that that's the masked one. Now obviously you want the black to be on the outside, so you could invert it, or you could click that and do subtract, same thing. And just to give you an example here, let's go to the background, and you put that there, you don't see anything. So what you would do is you would click your outline here. And by the way, anytime you guys see me do this little search bar right here, that's a plugin from Video Copilot. I think it's called FX Console. Highly recommend it. It's very quick. So anytime you see this, it's the exact same concept as me going to the effects and presets and typing something in. So, you know, if you want to do an invert, you would normally click there, but with this little feature, it makes it go a lot quicker. Plus you can kind of save them here. So anyways, click that, you'd do the invert, and then go to screen, and bam, now you can kind of see through it. So everything that you put below this will be now within this mask, and you'll pretty much use your house map as a template, a guideline, and like I said at the end, you just hide it. So anyways, let's go ahead and get rid of this background for now. Let's start off with the trim kits here. Now, you know, I gave you guys a lot of options here. Every house is different. Like for me, I've got no archways or anything, so I wouldn't do that. My door is actually on the side. It's not viewed from the front, so I don't really ever do that. A double garage door, for example, you know, would be for twice as wide. Mine's only a single, so there's no point for that. So use these with how they make sense, you know, for your facade. So this is pretty much when you drag, drop, resize, shape, and all that. So, and that's exactly what I'm going to start doing here. So let's go ahead and bring the scale down. Zoom in. Big fan of the, it's called corner pin. That way you can really get it to line up pretty much perfect. And in this video, I'm definitely going to go pretty quick on this. So let's do, you know, if you wanted to, you could do a window with a square. I'm gonna just do window square without the cross in the middle. So zoom in, scale, bring it down, pin it. Alright, let's do a window wide. Just as an example, if you sat here and did this, you'll see the outer sides start to kind of get wider. Control Z. So that's why I already have a window wide one. That way it's already kind of more so going to stay even with that one side looking a lot wider and skewed. Again, corner pin. Oh, please tell me I got you. You know I got you. My wife loves my sense of humor. Alright, I am pretty good with all that. So at this point, what I did is I had all these kind of right in the middle. That's kind of like the pause point. So if you played the video from the beginning, they all kind of crumble in, pause, and then that could theoretically be the ending right there. And just to show you one more time, I can hide the outline. Now, since all of these are transparent, background should be able to show up no problem, like that. And then what I would do is add an extra mask. And this will be the blacked out part for the windows. That way you can always add characters, animations in there. That's how I do most of my shows. As you see, kind of just go through this one by one. Everyone's style is different. You know, be creative, do what makes sense. But this is how I like going about it. Let's go ahead and hide this again. Alright, so a couple cool things you can do. Obviously these are short video files or else the downloads would be absolutely massive. So you can always right click this, as you see at the very end of the background one. It stops there, so you go to time, freeze on last frame. That way it just holds that last position there. So let's go to backgrounds here for a bit. This is when you can go ahead and drag this right up here. And you can kind of start having fun with it, go through different effects. You can always go here. Transition to red. For some reason you wanted to then go to a red background. You could always, as long as this is on top, it's going to kind of stay with what's up here. So you could go to time, freeze on last frame. Now it stays there. Really, this is just when you get to have fun, be creative. Now I'm sure you're thinking, oh well, I want the trim to stay. You can always select all these, right click, go to time. You can do enable time remapping, and then find that point where it's paused, which looks right about there. Select this little keyframe there. So it adds that right there. Drag all these farther along. Let's select all these back ones here. And now technically what it's doing is it's kind of extending. It's making that trim slowly disappear over time, which is kind of weird. So the whole reason I'm doing it this way is now you can take all these guys. Actually, I don't think I can. Let's see. Copy, paste. Nope. Control Z. That actually copy it and paste all those. So I think I have to individually do this though. Control copy, Control V. V. Alright, so now the trim's going to stay that whole time till the very end. And then it slowly disappears. So, what you can do now, let's go ahead and collapse that. You can always right click it and do a pre-composition. Just call this trims. That way there's a lot less going on down here. You can always reopen it. It'll open up with the pre-comp here, and you can make the changes in this section if you want to, or you can apply it to all of them at once. So as an example, if you click that, you can do a brightness and contrast, crank it up, bring it down. Do that. You can always throw a hue on there, colorize it, bring the brightness up, change the color if you want, and same really goes to the backgrounds. If you want to add a little bit of color to it, that's always an option. Now let's go to the Atmos characters. So let's go ahead and put this above the background layer. Let's scale them down something like that. Now this is where you can kind of get the 3D effects, at least the faking it. So you could go to Stencil Luma. Luma is always going to be below. If you want this below, what you do Stencil Alpha. But let's go ahead. I typically like doing it this way. So Stencil Luma. Excuse me. Silhouette Luma. Stencil or silhouette kind of depends on if it's a black or white image. But anyways. So you got him reappearing. Then let's go to this guy. If you guys haven't checked out Atmos FX, they got some of the coolest stuff. Characters, they've really just got it all. I highly recommend them. This one is the Ghostly Apparitions 2. Now there's a few different ways you can do this. I'm just going to go ahead and mask this video specifically right here. That way it looks like he's in the garage. By the way, I don't really care for this blue trim. I'm going to reset that. There's no reason for that. Anyways. So you got the Burning Man in the garage. Let's go back to the project. Really like this guy from that same one. Scale him down. Alright. So this is sometimes where it gets challenging. There is really no right or wrong answer. These guys are, kind of ghostly in a way, so you could always go to screen. but it doesn't typically show up well when it's on a bright surface like white, or just really any bright color in general. So you can always do a few things, like you can always do brightness and contrast, kind of makes them pop out a little more. Honestly, going with the glow effect, that really does bring it out even more. But truth be told, unless if you have a dark background, I don't like this method. So let's go back to normal for the mode, and this is when you would do keying. I typically do Luma Key. Just put this to like 1 or 2 or 3 at most. Do a crazy feather. I might have to go to something like 2. And then, so the content, sometimes it's black in the middle, which is going to kind of cause it to be see-through there, which just doesn't really look right at all. It's not really an easy solution to that. Sometimes I'll do a drop shadow, which can help. Make it look a little bit better that way. Really, you just gotta play with it. Each one of the characters that Atmos has, they're all different. Like the straight up ghost guys, I'll definitely do the screen method. A lot of times I'll use the Luma Key. You can do color key if you want, select the black, or if you're dealing with any kind of clips that have a green background, you would select the green and get rid of it that way, but it's all kind of the same concept. So and then let's go to the background image just to make sure. Toggle off, toggle it back on. You can always add any sort of effects to this as well. So let's do split. I think it was split 2. Now, a lot of my pre-made videos, I tend to use this on quite a few of them. I absolutely love it. Kind of makes it look like the house is opening up. And this is when you have to keystone it. So let's go to effects, split. Let's wait till he's walking. So somewhere around there. Let's have it open up like that. Right beforehand, close it. And then I would go back to closing it again. You can always select it all, click F9 for easy ease. Makes it not have a hard stopping point with the opening and closing. Now there's a couple different ways you could do this. You can have it to where when he starts to disappear, there's that obvious point. Yeah, bear with me. You can always go that route. But if you do that, then he's going to be farther this way. And by the way, he should be above the trims because he's now behind the window. Oops. Selected the wrong one. Where I use slender. Alright, there you go. Now he's in front of that window. But if you didn't like him that far over, you can always do a mask on him. So there's a point right here, let's just say. Keep in mind, that mask is over him. Just to show you what I'm talking about, if you do a fill. That's the end of the mask. That's the other side, but really no point in that. Because when I back it up here, Where are you, bud? Where are you? Mask. There we go. So it disappears right there. So you can always bring that farther this way. If you want, you can always do a feather to the mask. That way it's not really just a hard stopping point. You can always expand it too if you need. Something like that. Alright, let's go ahead and go back to the backgrounds. Trying to... let's do the red crack ones. Now if you want to, you can always throw hue on there. If you like the whole blue theme, you can do that. You can crank up the brightness, or I'm sorry, the saturation there. Kind of have a little more of a glow effect. You could actually literally drag and drop the glow effect on there. Sometimes that kind of messes with the whites, but yeah, basically this is a good starting point to kind of show you guys how I do this. Also with the trims, you can do a drop shadow, kind of make it feel a little bit more real. That way that's being applied to all the trims, and you could do a farther distance if you want. Honestly, it looks dumb when you go like that, but you could do softness. And yeah, this is kind of what's possible. Really, just the trim pack and the background kits, they would just really save you a lot of time rather than trying to make them individually or grabbing them from Google or YouTube and whatnot. You know, even though they are video files, you can always go to time remap and freeze the frame. So next thing you know, doesn't really feel like a video file. It ends up just being a static image. So, but yeah, just play with it, have fun. Thanks for watching, guys.